Hi all. In 1915 a rail line was constructed between Brookton and Corrigan, and that was in the wheat belt of Western Australia, and it was there to service the farming community. There were 9 sidings along the track, and it had a regular service, but it was a little bit questionable due to flooding in some parts of the area. In 1957 the line was permanently closed. Over the years the line has been removed, but sections of the embankment can still be seen on Google Earth. So during this trip, what I'm planning is to follow the original line as much as possible from some early maps that I have, and visiting each of the 9 siding sites to see what remains, if anything. One of the sidings was gazetted as a town, and it never actually happened, so it was dubbed the town that never was. There was a book written about the local families that settled in the area. I'll put an image of it if you go looking for it yourself. The track also crosses a number of creeks, and the outer reaches of the Avon River, which flows down to become the Swan River that goes through Perth and out to the ocean at Fremantle. So I'll be looking for any bridges that were constructed or anything that remains along on the water crossings. There's a free campsite at Bully Hall, which is one of the sidings, so I'll be camping there overnight. It's listed in Wikicamps, and I'll leave some information for that. I also plan on looking at a few of these sites and seeing if they're suitable for some overnight camping or free camping. Stay watching, see what I discover. If you enjoy this type of video, a little bit of history and a little bit of camping, let me know in the comments, and I'll see what else I can go out there and discover.
Now that's the cool part. Brookton changed here for Corrigan. Of course that railway line is what we're going to go looking for. It no longer exists. Altitude 786 feet. Right, gumboots are on, and this is the first bridge over behind the Brookton silos that we're going to go and look for. Just come off the high or the main road. I'm not bringing the van down any further. It's a bit boggy and had plenty of rain, a bit of water, so I'm pleased I bought the gumboots. And there it is, there's the old bridge. So we'll go for a walk over here, have a quick sticky at that one. Well, this wet long grass, the gumboots were absolute bonus. So that's the south branch of the Avon River. It runs all the way down to Perth and becomes the Swan River. Got on the, hopefully the water hasn't got on the camera. There's a bit of a hump. The railway line comes down through here. I'm just standing on the line at the moment. It's absolutely pouring down. Yeah, so that's a couple of dog spikes. I guess you could say I know I'm on the right track. Now I'm not sure, but it looks like a bit of an embankment up there, or maybe just the rock. Yeah, there is a plaque there. Go and have a look. Just here you can see the siding, well, the embankment that runs across. Yeah, it is just across here. So it's running right through the reserve. And if you look at these stones, they almost look like they've been placed. So, not sure. Local elder King George Maguire states that this rock formation is known as the Noongar to the Noongar people as the King's Chair. Formed in traditional times, the chair is symbolic of the king of the tribe and should always be respected and remembered as such. This plaque is in memory of all our Noongar people, past and present, future, who have lived in and around the Brookton area. Oh wow, look at that chair. So it's easy to see where the railway line came through down here through the cutting, and I picked up another dog spike just as I was walking up, cutting back up through that way. Right, just coming down the road a bit further, and I saw a bit of a reserve here, and there's a plaque in here. This plaque, erected by the Shire of Brockton, commemorates the pioneers who from 1903 established the area known as Stony Crossing. A mud bat hall erected on the site in 1905 also served as a school and church. With the completion of the Brockton-Corrigin railway line in 1914, the area became known as Nala. Well, I just went to that Stony Creek, or Stony Crossing, and come around the corner and over the other side. This is the second bridge that I've spotted on Google Earth, and it's there. So let's go and have a look at that one. This is getting so cool. Well, lunchtime, so I've pulled up at Alderside Hall. Looks like it's still being used, but I'm not sure. Nice spot. They could probably camp here overnight. There are a couple of houses further up. Go and have a look at those later. And across the road there's silos, but because the railway line's gone, I presume it's all trucks. So far so good. I've found a couple of the bridges I wanted to see and found a little bit more than I expected out there. So far, counting it a success. Terrible at the start. It came over a little bit nice for a while. Clouds are coming back over now, I can see, out the door. We'll see what the afternoon brings. Well, I'm just opposite the Mears Dangen Road, yeah, and just as I pulled up, you can actually see where the railway was. There's the loading dock or platform. we're just coming up to Kweda, Kweda school site. It's just off the road, it's not far down from that bridge. So by the maps, the railway line actually runs through just over where I'm driving now. Oh yeah, you can just see the embankment there. Now this is a nice spot if you want to pull off on it with your caravan. Plenty of open area. A little bit of firewood. Well, I'm at Bullew campsite, which is on Wiki Camps. So it's the end of that railway section before I head up onto the Corrigin-Brookton highway, which I'll do tomorrow, and then head home from there. But this campsite's very nice. The toilets are over there. There's 3 of them, ablutions for wheelchairs, disabled, very clean and tidy. Silos over there. There's a nice little playground for the kids, and then they've got their local hall here. Out that way you've got the firefighting, the Bush Fire Brigade. There's a couple here already in their caravan, so well, we'll come down the road at the back of Lomas. It's just been graded, which is good. Plenty of roos hopping across the road while I came through, and it makes it easy to find these sort of sites when they've got a big sign. Yeah, signs of historic sites always helps. Instead of driving up and down the road all the time. Oh well, we're going to have a look at it. Now I came in onto that area in Dewbuck, just down the road there, dirt road, but if you come up to Dewbuck North Road, turn there, just as you get down to the warning sign for gravel road, there's a left-hander and you can go in there and you can drive in. I think there's actually a sign that says it's a historic site. Well, I'm at Dewbuck. It's just on a corner of the highway heading towards Corrigan, and I didn't think I'd see much here. On the map there was indicated, on one of the old maps, it indicated that there was a building there, which I thought, well, be lucky to see that. But this is where the railway line comes from up at Lomas and goes cross country, comes down through here and hits this reserve and then continues on. So as I drove in, there was actually more than I expected, so we're going to have a look around. Well, the first thing I came across was the old yards. So I'm guessing that's back in the day when they were putting sheep or cattle on the, I'd say sheep looking at the size of the pens. And I can see a building out over that way. There's some ruins there. And I think out just over behind the van there somewhere, I can see a loading dock. So we'll go and explore those. Right, you can see where the railway lines come and it branches off the side of that tree, and then there's a couple of bridges up there. So we'll go up there and have a look at that structure there, which I can again see railway track on. That's pretty mucky, horrible looking, very oily. But a bridge nonetheless. Oh, a lot of structure. So here's the loading dock or loading ramp. I found one at every siding so far. I don't know if they're laid out as a bank or a fence or what it was. Well, last stop or last siding, Kunjan, before you hit Corrigan. So finally made it. Those shy of Corrigan have made it easy and put a plaque up here. Gonna have a bit of a sticky beak around because there's supposed to be a plaque here. So there's not much here. Kunjan was the town that never was. It was gazetted as a town. It was all sort of laid out. I've got some maps that I found at the Corrigan Museum. There's a bit of tar seal here, or asphalt, and they had it all the streets named, all the blocks and everything else, but it never happened and Corrigan became the main town. So there's not a lot left here. I think it was all bulldozed. It looks like they've been through and ripped it all up down here. So that looks like the embankment just over here of the railway. The last bit of the embankment coming through before you hit Corrigan. Well, it's sort of fitting in a way. The town that never was has the least amount of items or remnants to see. So it definitely was stripped out and nothing left. It's just a little bit of open ground and a few tins and bottles. It's been a great trip. I did actually do Corrigin on the last video, so I've got some footage from that, of the old railway station, so I'm not going to bother driving all the way back in there, and I'll include the footage from Corrigin at the end of this, the railway line and the water tower and a few other bits and pieces. So I hope you enjoyed the trip. It was very much railway orientated, and I did my apprenticeship in the railways many moons ago, so quite interesting. Please give me a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed it. You're welcome to share. So thanks for watching. Keep the shiny side up and stay safe out there. Cheers.